Welcome back guys, this is Shrikant. This is day 14 of our series Learn SQL with Shrikant. Today's topic is SQL join. Let's start. So what is SQL join? Combining rows from two or more tables, then used to retrieve related data from multiple tables, right? Obviously we have this requirement, like we might have data in multiple table. Let's say employee data is present in one table, department data is present in another table. Then there is some kind of common column, and with the help of that we need to map those two tables and we need to retrieve the data. That is what we call as a join. Perfect. Next, what are the different type of joins? There are basically four important type of join. The first is inner join, then self join, then outer join, then cross join. Outer join also has three different type of join: left outer join, right outer join, and full outer join. So this is clear. It could be interview question, like what are different type of join. So your answer should be there are four type of join: inner join, which is simple, then self join, outer join, and cross join. Again, outer join has a three more type: left outer join, right outer join, and the full outer join. Perfect. Let's discuss one by one. Let's start with the inner join. So what actually inner join does? Returns record with a matching value in both the table. Simple. Returns record with matching value in both the table. What does that mean? So it means basically you can say, let's say you have a table 1 and you have a table 2. When you go with the inner join, what will happen? The intersection. Here you can see the blue region. So that blue region basically specify it would be the output. Okay, then what is the syntax? Syntax is simple, like we will go with a select query statement, then we need to go in a from clause. So first of all we will say the table 1, so that would be my first table. So right, that as per the sequence, whatever table you have, that would be your first table. Then you may have a second table, third table, like that. Correct? Perfect. Then let's understand the example. So for example, I have a table called as a table A and I have another table called as a table B. I want to join this two table and I want to understand what is inner join and what will happen when I do the inner join with this two table. The important thing is here we need to specify on clause. So on is like a condition. So but when we go with join, we don't need to use a where, we need to use a on. Perfect. Then here you can see the condition like a dot common column. So a represent basically table A alias, right, and the B represent table B. So B dot common column. So common column from the table A is equal to B dot common column. This could be a single condition or there could be multiple condition. That's fine. But for time being, just understand the thing. So you need to match a common column. So I know what common thing is. Like let's say I have the department table and I have the employee table. Department table is basically having the department data. Let's say department ID, department name. Employee table has having the data like employee ID and employee name. Also it has a one more column, let's say department ID, which represent from which department this employee belongs to, right? So there is a ID. So that department ID column is basically a common column. So you can join department data with the employee data and you will get the desired output. So just imagine table A would your employee table and table B would be your department table. When you join this one, then you need to write a condition like A dot, what's the common column we talk about? It was a department ID. So A dot department ID is equal to B dot department ID. This is how it will work. Perfect. And when we join this, what kind of data, what kind of output we will get? We will basically get the output from the matching record. So I would say those record will be retrieved which are basically match with a condition. So matching one. So this Venn diagram you will understand when we'll understand the live demo. I think I should go to live demonstration itself now. So it will be very easy for you guys. Okay. So let's go to the SSMS. For demonstration purpose, I am going to use this database called as a demo underscore August 2024. Perfect. Now what I am going to do? I am going to create two table. Let's say first table is department, create table. And how I can create table dep, right? So this is my let's say department, for example, and I'm going to give a column, let's say depth ID, which will be basically int1 and the name. Perfect. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create one more table called as the EMP table, right? Here what I'm having basically EMP ID for each employee. Okay, then employee name, and what the column I'm just going to say, it's a one more column I have department ID, let's say int. I'm not making it more complicated like foreign key primary key relation. I just want to show you if there is no foreign key relation also, how the join will work. Perfect. So department is having this column, and EMP is basically having EMP ID and the name, and this department ID, depth ID, right? As you can see from the schema that this depth ID, there is no foreign key or any relationship. Still we are having a column called as a depth ID. This name could be same or this name could be different. That's name doesn't matter. The matter is the data inside that column. Okay, so let's create this table here. So we created department, we created EMP ID as well. Let's check it out, the data. So this is my first table, another table I just created, or is EMP. Let's run it. Now we don't have any data. So what we will do, we will simply insert some data in each table. So how we do that? So we need to write a insert statement here. So first of all, we are going to load the data for the department table. Then we just need to provide the data for these two columns. So how I do that? So simply I would say department ID is 1 and the name of that department is HR. I would say, let's say department ID is 2 and the and basically the name of that department is finance. Perfect. Now what I'm going to do, I am going to run this query and loading the data. So two department has been loaded successfully. Same thing what I'm going to do. I'm going to load the data for EMP table. So I'm having a column. First is EMP ID, then name, then is basically department ID. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to insert data. So first one is this. The employee name is basically Shrikant here. Then I am going to say it should belong to department called as a 1, right? And second row I'm going to load, and let's say the name of the employee is Sammy, and I don't know basically from which department he is belong, so I'm not passing anything, or I if I don't know anything I can pass none, right? So just load it. Perfect. Now we have data in both the table. Now what we will do, we will just cross verify the data from this two table. Perfect. Now I have the data here with this two table. Now let's try to understand the data. So I am having a two record for the department table. The first department ID represent the HR, second will represent the finance. I also have the employee data called as a EMP. There I do have two record. The first employee is belongs to the department ID 1, but for second employee I don't know from which department he is belongs to. So this is the perfect data for demonstration. Now we are going to start with a what? We are going to start with a inner join. Please try to understand. It's a very complicated concept, but it's very simple if you understand. So what we are going to do, my requirement is basically I want to see those employee who are belong to any department. Simple. I want to see all the employees those are belong to any department, right? So how I can do that? For doing that, I know I need to write a select star from this is fine. So everyone is clear about this query. Then what I'm going to do, I need basically all the employees. So I'm going to use a table called as EMP. Then as I'm going to show you demonstration for inner join, let's write a inner join here. What will happen when I do the inner join with the table called as the department here? Then I need to write one condition here on class. Before that, whenever we use a table, so it is optional, but it's a good practice to give some kind of aliases. So I am giving it as a E. So and for department I am giving as a D. If you don't give it, then in that case you need to use a entire name, but I won't use that. So that's the reason I want a short form. So this is a shorthand. Okay, perfect. Now what I'm going to do, I am going to write a condition that then this E dot, what's a common column here? If you remember the condition, I need to frame a condition on a matching data, matching column I would say. So here in the EMP table, the matching column is basically dept ID, and that for the department table also, if I just try to understand, I have the dept ID also with the same name. Name could be different, that's not important. So what I will write, I will write D means from department dot dept ID. Right. Now what will happen when I select this query and I will run this query, only the query, when I use the inner join here, inner join means, let's try to see the Venn diagram for the inner join once again. So if you see here, I have the data in the table 1, I have the data in the table 2, but I am getting the data which is basically matching. So by running the query you can just understand. Now just understand here what I'm going to do. I'm going to run this 3 query once. Let's see. So here by looking the output, I can say department is having basically 2 department, employee is basically having a 2 employee, but the only one department ID is present for the one employee, but one employee doesn't have, right? Now when I run this third query, how many record I am getting? I am getting only a single record, right? So if I just run it, I am getting a single record, and which is basically EMP ID 1. So why I am getting that one? Let's try to focus, let's try to understand. Because as I said, I have used the inner join. When I use the inner join, it will only give you matching one. So when this department ID from the EMP table, what is my first table? This one. So department ID 1 will try to match each and every record for the department. So this one will try to match with this one. Okay, I got the data, then that record will be passed. Then this one will try to match with second record, which will fail, no data, right? Then what will happen? Okay, the table is over. Now this null will match with the one, no, it is not matching, then fail. Then this null again will match with the 2. So every record from the first table will compare, will match with every record of the another table. Only the matching data, only the matching condition where it is satisfied, that data only get as a output. Okay, so by looking at the, it's very simple. So wherever my condition will satisfy, then only I would get the data. So I really don't think it's really difficult, it's very simple. So I have one table EMP, I have another table called the department. I just want the data which basically shows me, for example, what kind of output I need. I would say I want the employee ID, so I can get that by EMP ID. Then I want to see the employee name, I can get to know by EMP name, right? And I want to see the department name, so how I can get that? So it's simply d dot department name. When I run this query, what will I get? I will get, okay, employee ID is one, name is Shrikant, and he belongs to HR. Simple. This is how inner join will work. Now let's go back to the demonstration. And let's try to move to the second thing. Okay, now next type of join is called as outer join. In outer join, basically we have 3 important type of join. The first important type of join is called as a left outer join, then right outer join, and full outer join. Let's focus on the Venn diagram. When I focus on the Venn diagram for the left outer join, I can see there is a table 1, this is left table, and there is a one more table called as a right table. When I go with the left table, I can see I will get all the data from the left table. Very simple. Whenever I would see the keyword like left means the first table. It means that all the record from the first table will be given. Simple, perfect, done. Next, I will go to the right outer join. So first table is called as a left table, second table is called as a right table. Whenever I see right outer join, whenever I see the keyword like right, which means that I want to give all the record from the right table. So by looking at the Venn diagram, you can clearly see this circle is filled, which means basically you will get all the record. You will get the matching record. If that is also not matching from the right table, you get odd. So these keywords are important. When you see left, it means that all the data matching or not matching, you should get all the record. When you see right, then it means that if whether it is matching or non matching, you should get all the record from the right table. Perfect. Next is full outer join. So in the full outer join, you will get everything. Everything means whatever data which is basically matching. So it would, I would say, it's just a combination or it's just a union all of inner join, left join, right join. So first of all you will get the matching record, then whatever data has been left from the left table you will get that data also, and whatever the data which is being left from the right table you will get that one. Don't worry, we will see with the live demonstration, but just focus on whenever I see the keyword like left. So first table whatever there I'm going to write in a query, that would be my first table, and in the sequence whichever coming, that is a second table, that we called as a right table. So when we use a left outer join, it means that all the record from the left table, whether it is matching or non-matching, will come. That will come with a null, will show that. Then whenever I see the right outer join, it means that all the records from the right table, whether it is matching or non-matching, will come with null. Then full outer join, it just union all of inner join, left outer join, and the right outer join. What will happen? It will give you matching record. It will also give you non-matching record from the left table. It will also give you non-matching record from the right table. Let's understand one by one. Left join. So whenever I see the left join, let's understand the definition. Returns all the record from the left table. So first table will always be a left table, and the second table always be a right table. So return all the record from the left table and the match record from the right table. If no match, null would be given. Simple, right? So wherever it is matching, it will give you exact data, and whenever it is not matching, it will always give you that record but with a null. So you would get the all the record from the table 1 if it is not matching, but the data from the right table would be null. So this would be the syntax. Syntax is like only inner join only. There is no rocket science for the syntax, but the functionality changes. Hope you guys understood this. Then how to write that? So simple. This table A, I am saying it as a left table. Table B, I am saying it as a right table. So that's the second table. So you can say table 1 is my first table, table B will be my second table. And if you see the keyword like left, which means that the matching condition will also give, and all the records from the table A will also give, but the data from the table B will be given, but that will be shown as a null. Let's go back to the demonstration. I am going to show you now demo for left outer join. So for left outer join, I am going to use the same query. So this is for inner join, and this is for left join. Now just think about what's the difference. The difference is basically keyword. Here we are going to use a keyword called as a left. Previously we used the inner. Now what will happen, just try to understand first before showing you the output. I am going to use a table called as the EMP. So this is my left table. Now I am going to join with the department, and when I am going to join with this table, I am going to use a key column called as a depth ID. So what will happen, I should get the matching record. So this is the inner join. It means that I would get 1 comma Shrikant HR, right? But I would also get all the record from the employee table. So how many records I have in the EMP table? First of all, let's try to understand. I'm having 2 records. Now in the output, when I am going to use a left, which means that I need to get all the record from left table, right? And the right side table data should be shown as a null. Let's see what will happen. See, I got the 2 record. Let's run with main data. So see, as output, I can see this is my raw data, like I have 1 and 2 Shrikant Sami like this. But when I go with the inner join, I will only get the 1. So only the matching record. So only this department ID is 1 is present. So that's the reason I got. But when I go with the left outer join or left join, you can also place the keyword left outer join. That's optional. So when you will go with the left outer join, what will happen? You will get all the record from the left table, and also matching and non-matching. So matching is this one, non-matching is this one. Hope this is very simple. Let's go back to the demonstration now. Then the next join is called as a right join. So let's understand the definition. Returns all the record from the right table. So if by looking at the Venn diagram, I can see I would get basically all the record from the right table and the match record from the left table. If no match, there should be null. Obviously, it's like this one. So in the left one, I was getting all the record from the first table. In the right one, I am getting all the record from the right table. Syntax is same, only the keyword would change, right? So this is how the syntax will look like. Let's go back to the demonstration. So for right outer join, what I'm going to do, I am going to use the same query. Only thing I'm going to change here, what I'm going to change here, instead of left, it should be right. Now let's try to understand what is my left table, what this one EMP, and what is my right table department. Now I am going to say right outer join. What does that mean? It means that all the record from the employee should be given or not. Let's try to run it and let's try to understand first. See, as I said, right outer join, and now let's try to understand this difference also. See, in the left outer join I got the matching record, in the right outer join also I got the matching record, and this null basically it's a non-matching for the employee, right? And for right outer join basically this is non-matching. So this is my left table, this is my right table. In the right outer join it will make sure that all the records from the department will come. So if you just think here, see, I don't have the EMP ID 2, I don't have the name, right? But I have the data for this. So what happened? Let me show you with star. So if you remember, if you remove this column and if you just place star, what will happen? You will get the all data. So see here, this is the data from the right table and this is the data from the left table. So I got all the records from the right table, whether it is matching or non-matching. Those are non-matching, I'll simply get it as a null. Simple. So we have not changed anything, but the output has changed, just a keyword change. Focus it. So left outer join means all the record from the left table will come, right outer join means all the record from the right table will come. Simple, right? Okay, let's go back to the presentation. Last type of, not last actually, it is the last of the outer join. So last type of from the outer join is called as a full join. So what does it do actually? It returns all the record when there is a match in either left or right table. So it is basically, it just a basically union all, or the merging, or you can say merge or matching record, then all the record from the right table, then all the record from the left table. So syntax is same, the only keyword is changed, but the functionality changes. So when you go with this full join, it's very important. Sometimes you need to take you might have a requirement to show all the data from the left and the right table with some kind of special function called as coalesce. We'll talk about that, but right now just think about, now you are trying to understand what is full outer join. I'm using the same query here. So instead of right, I'm going to use a keyword called as a full, right? Now just think about, this is my left table, this is my right table. So when I join this, what should happen? The thing should happen like, first of all matching record should come. So I know Shrikant, that is the matching. Then I know there is a one more employee which doesn't have the department, so that record should also come. And now I am saying all the record from the right table also come, which means that there is a one more department which doesn't have any matching record, right? So what will happen now? Let's run this query and see. Now see, this is our left table, this is our right table. Now this is our matching record, that is the inner join. Then I am saying all the record from the left table should come, so all the record from the left table should come, right? And those are binded with null. Then we got another requirement, like we basically have the full join, which means basically all the record from this table, which table? Right table, should also come along with the null. That's the reason actually this is called full outer join. Full outer join will make sure it's just a union all of inner join, basically same query, inner join, then right outer join and left outer join. So what will happen? You will get the matching record, and you will also get the all record from the left table, make sure that those will be null, and you will also get the data from the right table, make sure the data would be null for other one, right? This is very simple, so don't worry about it. If you practice more you will understand. But the thing is basically when you focus on these three queries are same, I didn't change anything. So just thing is basically what I changed, I just changed the keyword. Left means all the record from the left table, right means all the record from the right table. Simple. And whenever it is full, it means that it's just combination of left, right and the inner basically you can say the matching record also get, you will get all the record from the EMP table if that is not came as a part of inner join, and you will also get all the record from the department if it is not part of any inner join. Perfect. Simple. Let's go back to the demonstration. This is syntax. The third type of join is called as a cross join. So cross join is basically also called as the Cartesian product. So what will happen, the each, let's say we have a table called as a table A and we have another table called as a table B. So what will happen in this, we will get all the combination. Here we don't need to provide any kind of condition. So if you can see the syntax, I would say, see, from table 1 table 2, and we just need to use a keyword called as a cross join. So what will happen, every row from first table will join with another table. without condition. So here 1 to 3 is there. So what would be my output? This one will match to A, this one will go to B, one will go to C. So I would get basically 3 record for 1, 3 record for 2, and 3 record for C. So how many record I will get? I will basically get 9 record. So syntax is simple, there is no need to have any condition, and you can just use a cross join, right? So let's go back to the demonstration. So let's say I have a table called as an employee and I have another table called as a department. And what I'm going to use here, I'm going to say I'm going to use a cross join here. Instead of full outer, I'm going to use a cross join. And I don't need any condition here. So what will happen, I basically have a data in a EMP2 record and I have data in the department. So how many record? 2 record. Now what will happen, every record from the employee will join with the every record with department. So one employee ID will be joined with 2 departments. So how many records I would get? I would basically get 4 records. So as I said, this 2 record first join with the first record of another table, then all this record basically will join to the second table. So what does that mean? Cartesian product means every record from the left table will join to the every record to the right table. This is what we can understand by looking at the Venn diagram. So every record from the table 1 will join to the every record to the table B. So every record, so 1 will join with the A, then second row will be B, then third C, then it will go to 2, then the fourth row will be 2A, then 2B, 2C, then seventh row will be 3A, then 3B, 3C, like that, right? Hope you guys understood. Next type of join is called as a self join. So self joins is means basically joining the same table itself, join a table with itself. So I can say by the by syntax or by example. So table A is my same table, and table A and table is actually that same table. So how I am going to join? I am going to join, say, let's say A dot common column is equal to B dot common column. So both the table might have the same same common column. This kind of self join is being used when we have the, find out the relationship, like who is the employee, who is manager, some kind of hierarchical thing. So let's say we have a table called as an employee, there we have an employee ID, and there also we are going to place a column called as a manager ID, and that manager ID basically pointing to the same table called as a employee. Now what the thing is, basically if I want to find out the data for the employee and the manager relationship, I need to use the same table 2 times. That's the reason I use that. Then instead of this common column, I would say A dot employee ID is equal to B dot manager ID, because manager ID is also mapped to that column. Likewise, self join will happen. It's very simple, it's a normal join, but whenever you see the same table has been joined 2 times, that kind of join is called as a self join. Hope you guys understood what are the different type of joins. So just to recap, we basically have the 4 kind of join: inner join, then outer join, self join, and cross join. And we have seen with the practical demonstration how to deal with that. So join is very easy concept, but you guys need to practice, because to understand left outer join, right outer join, and full outer join, it really needs some practice. Because when I started to learn this joins part, it has taken some time for me to understand also. So don't worry, just revise my video this video 2-3 times, you will understand how to use a join. If you still have any question related with the join, just comment over the comment section. I'll definitely revert it back. Hope you guys really enjoying our series Learn SQL with Shrikant and really learning something from our video. If you are learning, please comment over the comment section. Your simple smiley will also work. And really thanks for watching. Have a great day ahead.